couldn't believe I got robbed by that. Like, I could have been robbed by a real Genza in Joburg, a whole me from Johannesburg. I never got robbed in Johannesburg, and I go to Europe and I get robbed in Europe. That's why I was pissed off. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're most definitely welcome, and if you are a regular and individual who watches my channel each and every now and again, welcome back sis, welcome back to the Dollies gang. Yes, I am back again with another video. Yo guys, I'm so surprised that I can still do that intro. I know I've been saying this line a lot. I know, because I always disappear and come back. But yeah, hopefully this time around, this is the last time I've disappeared and come back far much later for you guys. But in any case, so today's video, I thought maybe because I just came back from a really tough episode of depression. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that I actually suffer from mental health, and so sometimes, you know, posting my life in general tends to make it worse. And so sometimes it's just better for me to just take a break from social media, take a break from YouTube, especially because I feel like it's very invasive and I tend to share a lot of things with you guys, and I just feel like people are all up in my business and stuff like that. So it kind of makes me feel better to be away, but you'll be glad to know that we are literally carrying on from exactly where we left off. And I thought, what better thing to do than do a story time of what happened in Italy. As you're watching this video, I literally just posted part 3 of the Italy vlog, and you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for the support. Even though I disappear, you guys are still there, especially the people that are pushing me in the DMs. You're like, oh my gosh, we miss you. And they're so understanding when I tell them that I'm actually not okay. And so yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being there for me in general. Yeah, so I hope the mic is still fine. I don't know if I still know how to work this thing. Like, you know, I'm trying to figure it out as much as you are, okay? You know what? A part of my depression was actually caused by this whole situation that happened in Italy. I really went to Italy thinking that it was the safest place in the world. Not that it was the safest place in the world, to be honest with you. I didn't expect it to be like Joburg vibes, you know, type of crime. So to me, it took me off guard. And funny enough, I had been watching content on Instagram, and I remember just a week before I left for Italy, I saw a reel from a lady, and she was like, Pav, when you've been to Italy and Paris and you still have your iPhone. Guys, so let me tell you, how did I get robbed in Italy? It's a movie. It's an absolute movie. You might need to get a drink and chill because it's an absolute entertainment, you know? And I feel like a total idiot for falling for the scam. Yeah, basically I was scammed. Let me put it that way. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. So I arrived in Italy, you know, I got my visa and I was super excited. I was like, I have my international driver's license, definitely renting a car because I want to drive around Italy. I know a lot of people on social media were asking me, so why did you rent a car? You shouldn't have rented a car. None of your business. It's my money. Okay, I can do whatever I want with it. So I needed the car because I wanted to drive to Perugia. I didn't want to use the train. I know with the train you can still see the landmarks and everything, but I just needed, you know, flexibility because yeah, I was feeling myself, okay? So I decided to rent a car. Biggest mistake of my life because number one, I paid 500 euros deposit to keep the car. But then nevertheless, that wasn't a big deal for me because I knew that it was just a deposit that I was going to get back. Right, so day 1 I went to fetch the car and everything was amazing. Day 2 I decided, okay, let me go and explore, you know, the nice part of Italy, which is St. Andrews. So I took a drive to St. Andrews. Obviously I had to park so far away, as you saw in the vlog. I had to park so far away from St. Andrews because I wasn't sure if I was going to have permission to be in the city center. So I parked far away and I literally took a walk, and I was told, yeah, they do pickpocket. So, you know, I was very alert, and I made sure that I wasn't going to get pickpocketed. Like, I always had my phone on my hand. Oh yeah, let's start here. Y'all know this phone. My ex got it for me. iPhone 13 Pro Max. So when I got to Doha in the airport, I had so much time in my hands, and I had been saving for a phone. Let me be honest, I wanted a 1 terabyte, but it was a little bit too expensive. I hadn't saved enough for a 1 terabyte, so I decided, you know what, let me settle for a 512 gigabytes at the airport. So I literally bought the phone at the airport, and I didn't have time. I didn't have much time before I had to board my flight. So I didn't have time to go onto the iStore website to register that phone under iStore Ensure. Right, so I kept saying, oh, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And also when I got to Italy, I didn't have a SIM card. So I was kind of relying on, you know, the internet here and there. So I wasn't thinking of, you know, going on the website to register the phone expeditiously, which I should have. But anyway, I don't think it would have made a difference, because I think before you're allowed to make any claims for the phone, you have to have insured the phone, I think, for 30 days or so. So yeah, I had the phone. Day one was vlogging with it. We went to St. Andrews. No, day one we went to, I forgot where there was a fountain, right? Day two, I decided to go to St. Andrews. After St. Andrews, instead of going back home, I remember I took myself for lunch in some other restaurant far away from the touristy places. That's where you saw me at that house. And I was busy saying that the house was closed, and it was like 1:30. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go out for lunch. So I went for the lunch, and I had it by myself. Everything was fine because I was in a very isolated place. So I wasn't worried about being pickpocketed. I wasn't worried about anything, to be honest with you. It didn't look safe. I did raise my concerns on the vlog, but nothing happened. Right, so we move on, and now I decide, let me go to the Colosseum, which is where you last saw me on the vlog. Right, so I go to the Colosseum, and I'm like holding both my phones in my hand, and I'm using, I think, the camera to take content. Like, I was using this phone, but like, to be honest with you, I was using the 15 Pro Max more than the 13, because I feel like the content on the 15 is much better than the one on the 13. That's my opinion, and I still stand by it. Yeah, so as I was busy taking my content, I just felt strange, man. Like, that place was so weird. And I met this guy, and I asked him to take a picture of me. So he did take a bunch of pictures, and because there were people there, he gave me back my phone. I'm starting to suspect that the syndicate started there. So I went into the Colosseum, I viewed everything, and then I walked out. Literally, I think I was standing out because I was wearing a pink dress. So I guess they all work together. This is just my assumption. I don't know if they work together or not. So I get in the car. This is around 4 o'clock-ish, 5 o'clock-ish, and the sun is still out, still bright, you know, but it's about to set. And then I get in the car, and I decide to drive home because I was tired, and my 15 Pro Max was on 7% at the time. This phone had battery. So as I'm driving back home to, you know, where I was staying, my Airbnb, I remembered that actually I wanted to buy a SIM card on that day. So I decided to put it on the GPS that, okay, there is a place where I can actually get a SIM card, and I put it on the GPS, and it took me to that place. And I arrived there in that shop, and I opened my handbag, and I realized that, oh my God, I actually forgot to take my passport. How am I gonna buy a SIM card without a passport? So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and buy the SIM card. It's okay. Right. Use the Wi-Fi again in the shop. Now I put in the address to my Airbnb. Right, cool, sharp. So now I'm driving. I get stuck in traffic. And literally, okay, I'm gonna give you an idea of what the area is like. So it's like there's a main road, and in order to get to my place I have to off ramp from the main road. And so I was like stuck in a queue to off ramp like for 300 meters, right? And I'm literally 300 meters away from the traffic light, and I'm starting to notice things because, you know, I'm stuck in traffic. I've got nothing better to do, and my battery is about to die. I don't have the internet or anything like that. I'm not speaking to anyone on WhatsApp and stuff like that, so I'm just, you know, very conscious of everything that's happening around me. So I start thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in traffic. I wish I had a scooter right now, because I can see the scooter people, they literally just boom, boom, passing, and like, I'm like, honey, I wish I was you right now because I could just pass traffic. And this one scooter, literally for no reason, I was asking myself, I wonder why this one scooter just decided to stop next to my car. Like, why? He could just drive, you know, like he doesn't need to stop. But then again, I was like, let me mind my business, you know, like what bad thing could happen to me inside a car? Little did I know. Guys, the next thing, after that guy passes, like he literally stood there for a few minutes. I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, but I did notice someone next to my car, and they drove off. And as usual, the traffic went, and the traffic moved until I got to the front of the traffic light. So the traffic light turned red just as I am like gonna stop in front of the line, right? So as the traffic light stops me and I stop my car, this man literally standing by the traffic light, he starts like signaling things to me. And I'm like, I know these tricks. I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna speak to him. I looked away. Like, you know, when you look at the road and you try to ignore someone, but they keep like making the sign language, until I looked. And when I looked, he was like, he was like pointing at my tire, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I just opened a little bit of the window, like, tss. And then he's like, your tire's flat, like in a broken English type of situation, because I think he was speaking Italian this whole time. And then after he said that, I literally closed the window, because I've heard about these tricks in South Africa. I'm like, I'm not gonna fall for it. I know these tricks, okay? I've got this. Hey, guys, next thing, some little voice in my mind tells me, Kanye, why don't you have a look? What if he's not lying? I mean, you are in a very prestigious neighborhood, so why would he lie to you? So I literally switch on the car and I stand up like this to see via the mirror there what's happening. And guess what? The tire was flat. For real, the tire was flat. And I started to panic, because I was like, oh my gosh, the poor rim from this poor car, because I mean, it was a freaking Audi and I paid 500 euros for a deposit. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me. Maybe I hit something where I'm coming from, because you saw those roads. It was like those old rock roads from Italy, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I hit something, and now the tire is flat. I can't believe this is happening. I'm like starting to panic, and then the traffic light turns green, and because I was very close to my Airbnb, I remembered that there was literally 200 meters away, there was a filling station. So I'm like, what else to do? I can't just stop in the middle of nowhere in a country that I don't know, so let me just go to the filling station. I drive literally 20 to the filling station, and I get to the filling station, but because the filling station is so tiny, like I don't know, if you've been to Europe, you would know how tiny some filling stations are on that side of the world. Literally only the cars could only go in front of each other. So I decided, you know what, let me not go behind that guy. Let me just go to the side of the road, and then I will cross the road and go and speak to that guy to come and help me change the tire, because I can't do it myself. Right. Big mistake of my life. Getting out of the car was the biggest mistake of my life. And so as I get out of the car, obviously I didn't lock the car because I'm right in front of it. I grabbed this phone and literally this is me. I just have this phone. My camera is literally right there next to the iPhone 15 and my handbag is literally almost underneath the seat, but not really, like on the passenger side because I like to put it there. And then I'm busy trying to take a picture. Guys, I did not even press capture because I was gonna even take a video so I can vlog for you guys. As I'm busy trying to take a picture, I open my camera. This man comes from this side. Let's say I parked my car here, right? This man comes and I'm standing, my car is here, right in front of me. I'm literally standing in front of the passenger's door because the tire was flat on the passenger side. And then I'm standing here in front of the tire and I'm trying to take a picture. And this man comes and he's on a scooter. I remember this guy. He looked so innocent. He was driving a white scooter. He had a chiscope, nyana, and he didn't look Italian. Like he looked like maybe he's an Albanese guy, Lebanese guy or something, like from one of those, countries. And he's trying to speak to me in Italian. And I'm trying to tell this guy, I don't understand Italian. Stop speaking to me. He keeps talking to me, guys. And as he speaks to me, I get angry because I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? I'm telling him I don't understand Italian and he keeps talking to me. And as he talks to me, he makes sure that I look at him. And he's also making signals like in Italian, pointing at my tire, and then he points down the road, meccanica. That's the only English word he said. And I said to him, please, I don't need a mechanic right now. I am fine. He keeps speaking to me. And another third thing that he did as he was speaking to me, guys, it actually pisses me off. He literally revved his scooter so it makes a noise like vroom, vroom, vroom. And then I look at him like, what the heck are you doing, dude? And then like vroom, vroom, vroom. And then I look at him like, what the heck? And then he's like, meccanica. And then I'm like, no, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Stop speaking to me. And I was like literally so pissed off because all I was trying to do is take a picture and vlog. And now he's disturbing my vlog, right? Cool, sharp. After some time, this guy decides, okay, this lady can't understand me, so it's fine. Right. So after that, I took my picture. I remember I only took a picture because now I was like put off by the whole vlogging situation because like he was distracting me so badly. And then I locked the car and I walk over to the filling station and the man comes and he opens the boot. And he's like, oh no, there's no spare tire, there's no spare wheel. All you need to do is now call the insurance and you'll sort it out because there was like this machine like that I could fill up the tire with. So we took that machine, we filled up the tire just so I can drive home because it was literally 250 meters away. And so he filled me up. And I drove home. Remember, I'm like confused. I'm not even there. Like I'm not even paying attention to a lot of things. I don't even need the GPS at this point because remember, I told you it was very close to home. So I go home and I park the car. And now I'm looking for this new phone. The 15 Pro Max was the one that had the numbers of the Airbnb lady. It had the numbers of the people from the rental and everything. Like basically that everything that I was doing in Italy, it was on that phone. Right, sharp. So I get out of the car and now I look at the tire. It's literally flat again. It was so quick to be flat again. And so I go back to the back of the car and I take that machine. And as I'm about to pump again, I'm like, you know what? Let me just call these people because anyway, I'm home now. So I don't really need the car anymore. I could just, go. Haibo, now I'm holding this phone and I'm looking for the other phone, Pela. Haibo, where did I put that phone? Because it was here, I was using it for the GPS. It was right here. Haibo, I look for the phone. Can't find the phone. Okay, maybe I put it in my handbag. Haibo, I look for the handbag. No handbag. Haibo. Guys, I literally started checking for my handbag in my pocket. Literally, I started searching. I even went to the boot to check for the handbag and the phone. I'm like, did I leave it in the boot? Like, I opened up that thing again. There's no spare wheel. There's nothing. Like, bruh, I was so confused. It took me a good 10 minutes to realize that I got robbed. 10 minutes later, I realized that I got robbed. I got robbed. Guess what? I was only lucky because I didn't put my passport in that handbag that day. Forgetting my passport was a blessing. Because what? My handbag, it had my AirPods. It had my Denman brush. Do you know how expensive a Denman brush is? I was pissed off by that, by the way. AirPods were 3,000 something. Or even 4,000. 3,000, 4,000. Guess what? My stupid ass had 200 euros in there. That's 4,000 rands. What else? What else was in that handbag? My keys to the Airbnb. I was a clown at this point because I was like, where am I going to sleep? I don't have the numbers of the Airbnb lady. It was in that phone. It was in that phone. The phone is gone. The handbag is gone. Everything is gone. All I have is this phone. No internet on this phone. Nothing. Nothing. What's it? I've never been so pissed off in my life. I started thinking like I need to go and punch that guy in the face. Literally, I wanted to walk to the filling station. I knew that they were going to be gone, but I literally walked to the filling station just to check if those guys were still there, guys. I went to the filling station. I told that guy, he's like, we don't even have cameras here. Guys, it got worse. So after that guy told me that there's no cameras there, I'm like, what can I do? I asked them, so where's the police station? I really need to report this to the police. Maybe they can help me trace these things because I have literally two gadgets that were taken by these people. And so maybe I could trace my AirPods. Maybe I could trace the iPhone, right? I'm still on time. Cool, sharp. So the guy is like, I don't know where the police station is, but you can just go down the road. I literally go down the road and I pass by the robots where I got robbed. You know, where that guy said your tire is flat, I passed by there. I turned to my left. I went down the road and I saw some people that looked like they were police. They looked like they were police because of the way that they were dressed. So I went in there. It seemed like a military base type of situation. And I asked them, where can I find the cops? Guys, it was so difficult communicating to those people because some of them didn't even know English. They had to get someone to translate and stuff like that. I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like, the more time we're wasting, the more time we're giving to those people to mess up with my gadgets so that I'm unable to trace them. But in any case, they directed me to the police station, to the Carboneri. And I took a walk to the Carboneri. It was literally down the road, like straight down the road, maybe like 700 meters away. So I walk. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna walk. And as I'm walking, I'm busy looking at people's faces. I'm like, is this him? Is this him? This looks like him. You know, like sometimes I'll be like looking at people like this, like, you're the one who just robbed me. Hey guys, being robbed will drive you crazy. Hi Kesana. So I keep walking. Now it's getting dark, Pella, but I keep walking. And I'm like, I got this phone. What if they take this phone as well and my watch as well? And I'm like, but let me keep walking because I'm going to the police. Maybe the police will help me. I get there. It's like literally 22 minutes past 6. I go inside and this lady, it was a very young girl, and she like kept speaking Italian to me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't understand Italian. May you please help me? I just got robbed. And in broken English, she kept telling me like, oh, what do you need? What do you need? You know? And then some guy, he walked in, luckily, and he could speak both English and Italian. So this man asked me what's going on, and I tell him the story, and then he tells the lady my story in Italian. Literally, guys, they were speaking for like 30 minutes speaking, right? Without even involving me. I told him my story. He speaks to this woman and they're speaking together for like 30 minutes. And then the only translation I get from the guy is that, oh no, they can't help you. This is the police that deal with like serious cases like homicide. This is not the normal police station. To say I was pissed off was an understatement. Because to be honest with you, I lost all hope, because I was like, I walked all day just to get here and only not to get help. And then she was like, yeah, actually you can go to the normal police. I don't know where their office is. She doesn't know where the office is. Yeah, how? How? Tell me how she doesn't know where the office is. And then she told me to call this number. And I used this other number to call. Obviously, the man was speaking to those people because, you know, I couldn't speak Italian. It was just much better for him to speak to them on the phone. He also speaks to them for like 15 minutes on the phone. And then he gives me a one sentence answer. And he's like, you know what? You should have called the police immediately after you got robbed. Then they would have been able to trace the phone. Then they would have been able to show up to chase the guys. And I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it. So they're like, yeah, but they say you can still come in though to open a case and submit a statement so that you can submit to your insurance and, you know, stuff like that. And maybe, just maybe they'll find the guys. And I knew from then that it's over. It's chai. I was never going to get that phone back. I was never going to get my handbag back. And so I decided to take a walk back home because, I mean, there was nothing I could do. Like, literally, the phone is gone. I don't know where the other police station is. And from what they're saying, it sounded like it was really, really far away. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. I accepted defeat and I walked my ass back home. And when I got home and I realized that, oh, I can't even get in because what the heck? I waited from the gate hoping that someone would show up and open the gate. No one did. And so I decided, you know what, let me take my hand and put this phone through the fence and hopefully I can connect to the Wi-Fi inside. And it worked. I sent a text to my friend and she immediately was pissed off and she came over to fetch me. And so I ended up spending a night at her place because there was nothing I could do. And then we managed to speak to my landlord, my Airbnb owner, and she was very sympathetic, to be honest with you. And so she was like, you can come and fetch your stuff the next day because I was only renting for 2 days in Rome. And so, yeah, the next day she came and she opened for me and I took my stuff and she didn't charge me for losing the keys, luckily, because now I had my stuff. Then I could use my MacBook to trace my stuff, and the stuff was stuck at the Colosseum the whole time. Oh, and yeah, the night before also, I also used my friend's iPad to trace the stuff. It was also stuck at the Colosseum, and it was stuck at that one location forever. So I guess that's where they disconnected the stuff, and there was nothing I could do. And then the next morning, that was when she decided to take me to the police station. And she helped me because she was translating everything. The guy that was helping us, he was actually very nice compared to the other police station. But then it was a bit late, you know, like there was nothing he could do. But then he gave me a statement and a copy so that I can submit to my insurance. Which I thought my travel insurance was going to cover, but I called them immediately when I got to South Africa. They said, no, we don't cover such. I was so mad, but I was like, you know what, it's fine. And to be honest with you, I was mad because I picked the most expensive option on my insurance, hoping that it would cover a lot more things. And I would hope that they would cover for my phone, but they did not. And so I was like, you know what, it's fine. It is fine. It is what it is. And I accepted my fate. And that was when I told you guys that I'm trying to enjoy my trip. At least they didn't take the other phone. Otherwise, I would have been really devastated. Another important thing that they didn't take was my camera, because it was right there next to the iPhone. So I guess the guy didn't find the camera valuable, even though it was like 28,000 rands worth when I bought it at the time. So maybe I'm blessed. I'm blessed in that regard, because with the things from that phone, I could just load my iCloud, and then, you know, I got a lot of things back. But I did lose the pictures from the Colosseum because the battery was very low then, and I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi at the time. It really didn't upload the stuff on iCloud, and I don't think the people ever switched on the phone without deactivating. I don't know how they do it, but I never got the pictures on my iCloud. Nothing ever loaded. It was only the older pictures that I took the day before. No, that I took earlier during the day, like the ones that I took in St. Andrews, and the ones that I took when we were in that other location that I didn't understand. And that was it. Oh, and the pictures that I took during my lunchtime, yes, those did load. But then everything from the Colosseum and later on, all gone, tossed into trash. And that's why I had to go and redo the Colosseum in my vlog. If you've watched the vlog, you'll know. But yeah, that's basically how I got robbed. To be honest with you, I went through a lot of stages after getting robbed. I went through a stage of anger. I was angry that I had just spent my savings. Literally, I saved up for that phone. I had been saving for a very long time, and I went and spent the money, and someone decided to take it away from me just like that, like it was nothing. And I was also upset because I had to buy new AirPods as well. I was upset because I lost my diamond brush. I was upset because I had to sleep in someone else's house, you know, like I felt like an inconvenience. I felt like a burden to people. Well, I didn't ask, they offered, but like it felt like, oh, this girl, you know, like we know each other, but like we know each other through work. It's not that deep, like each, you know what, it just, yeah, I went through a lot. And I was angry that I was busy speaking to that stupid guy, that stupid thief, that stupid lazy thief that would steal from a black woman in a European country. Like, do I look like I'm rich? Why would you want to steal from me? Why would you want to steal from these from me? You know, I felt so vulnerable. I felt like, ugh, why me? Like, why couldn't he target other people? Like, literally there was loads of people in the traffic. But I guess maybe as a black woman driving an Audi in Italy, in Rome, maybe I seemed like I had the money. And then obviously he saw the phone working the GPS when he was standing through my window. I guess that's what he was doing. He was not interested in telling me anything. He was just interested in looking what's inside. And so yeah, that's how I got caught, and I eventually got to a stage where I accepted my situation. Guys, I'm not sure what's happening with the lighting. I'm so sorry. And then eventually I got to a stage of acceptance. I accepted the fact that I got robbed, and it happens, and so it's okay. Eventually I traveled to Perugia. Perugia felt much safer, more calm. You know, it was not like Rome where it's like busy. And so yeah, I guess I enjoyed Italy when I went to Salerno as well. Salerno was amazing. And also, yeah, I couldn't wait to come back home because my heart was really broken. And when I came back home, that's when it really hit me that I really got robbed, and I'm never going to get my iPhone back, and I have to go back and purchase my things again. And so, yeah, and so I did that. With the iPhone, I am just waiting for the 16. I'm not going to replace a 15 with the 15. I'm waiting for the 16. Yes, I will buy when I'm done saving, because your girl is now using her own money, okay? Yeah, I still have a phone, so at least I'm grateful for that. It would have been a nightmare if I was left with 0 gadgets. If they had taken the camera, I would have gone crazy, okay? But in any case, it made me realize the importance of insurance. I probably have to insure my, you know, even though it's a G7, X Mark III. I probably have to insure this for now, and then maybe when I get my DSLR, I'll be more careful. And also the one thing that I'm happy about is that they got me once, but they could never get me twice using the same trick. And that's why I'm also here to tell you guys, when you go to Europe, be careful. Be careful. Never get too comfortable. Never think that, oh, I'm in a car. How could I get robbed inside a car? It happened to me. I got robbed while I was inside the car. Imagine if I hadn't come out of the car. What would they have done? Would they have knocked and like robbed me at knife point? Sometimes I'm really grateful that I actually got out of the car, and maybe he couldn't do anything physical to me because I was outside of the car. You know, like things could have been worse. It could have been worse. I don't know. Like, you never know with these people. But in any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did learn a lesson. I hope that you take it into consideration when you go to Europe. Be careful. It's not just about putting your bag like this and maybe hold your phone. I think the safest method is to hold your phone by hand. Putting your phone in some handbag or putting your stuff in whatever is dangerous. Make sure your handbag is empty. Just put lip gloss in your handbag because wow. Yeah, these people, I got robbed, Shem. They got me. They really got me. And sometimes, like, I used to, like, get angry. Like, I felt like I needed a chance to punch that guy in the face because he had such a baby face. I'm like, stupid guy. Like, how could you rob me? You look stupid yourself, you know? I couldn't believe I got robbed by that. Like, I could have been robbed by a real Ginza in Joburg. A whole me from Johannesburg. I never got robbed in Johannesburg. And I go to Europe and I get robbed in Europe. That's why I was pissed off. I'm like, I am the most careful person ever. I've never been robbed in my own country, and it's known for the highest rate of crime in the world. And I've never been robbed in the Johannesburg CBD, and I get robbed here. Please. God, why? But I understand. I had to learn a lesson that it's not safe in Europe, or it's not safe anywhere in the world. Okay? Never get comfortable unless if you're in like Luxembourg or Switzerland or something like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. From me to you, it's only love. Bye.